All right, quarterback school live. Do it live. The final live before we really crank into the fall football season. The quarterback school going dark in July, shutting it down. A little break from the action. I feel like that's what a lot of football world does. Kind of the final recharge before we are into the season, locked in, ready to go. So I thought I'd celebrate with a little Friday light, Friday live. Do it long. Not really do it long. Do it short. Do it well. And we'll be out of here. For July, if you need a fix, the Quarterback School Patreon community will be dropping a couple videos over the course of the month. Don't know when. I know the first one will be Drake May. And then we'll go from there. Friday light. CB in the house. What's good? Hey, Zeus. Happy Friday, everyone. Chase, my guy. I don't have anything to drink, but we'll do it with you. Oh, Petro. Petro, my guy. Dog, you got to reach out to me on a different platform. But yeah, we got Jamie Petro in the house. Petrowski, a legend, a Frankfurt Galaxy, Indiana legend. My guy, what's going on? What's a good Petro story I can tell? Petro story from back in the day, Galaxy. All I really remember about that season, well, we were good, but I remember Petro and I basically just like doing whatever we wanted. Like we'd have a signal, we'd put like 3 receivers on one side, he was the tight end, put you like nubbed out on the other, and we would just like, I feel like maybe we just talked, but maybe we had signals. I don't remember, but you just went out there and won, dog. You were Kelsey before Kelsey. You were you were NFL Europa Kelsey. That's how I think of it. Good to see you, dude. Hope all's well. Look at you. You're getting the notifications too, dog. My guy. Appreciate you. Michael, all good. Appreciate you letting me know that it sounds all right. There's no crackling fire in the background today. It's fun for me just to jump on here and talk ball. It's that time of year. I feel like I've said this the last few lives, but like everybody's feeling good about their season. Got new staffs everywhere, new schemes. Spring ball's done. You're into like your final conditioning, your fine tuning. If you're playing at the highest levels, you probably want these days to go by crazy slow. Not looking forward to going to camp anytime soon or starting this thing, but also kind of fine tuning your craft, feeling like you're peaking in your performance as you head into camp, fighting for your job for a lot of guys. So excited to see what that looks like. Man, the fall will be here before you know it. I know I personally always love taking a deep breath, taking a kind of a break. Not that I don't love doing this, because I really do, but just pausing here and kind of, I don't know, reflecting on different ways that the channel can be better, continue to grow, all those types of things. It's fun for me to do over the course of July, dive into a little bit more reading, and yeah, chill out, hang out. My guy Input, welcome to this channel. Where do you get your film? Ask the chat, man. Good luck with that. NorCal Kevin. How crazy is the 49er QB situation going to be before week 1? I don't even know if I would stop it at week 1. You know, I haven't really been paying attention to the health status other than seeing that I think Brock Purdy was throwing with my guy Will out in Florida. But, you know, depending on what his health status is, it can get gnarly quickly. The crazy thing about it, or not the crazy thing about it, but like the kind of like the underlying element of it is I'm not sure it matters, if that makes sense. Like, play this out for me. The 49ers are going to be really good. They've got a lot of weapons on offense. They're going to be good offensively. They've got one of the best play callers in the league for the last whatever amount of years. They've proven that they can win with just about anybody back there playing quarterback. Do any of those guys give them a better chance to win the Super Bowl? I mean, I'm sure that they thought Trey Lance was that answer. I'm sure that they thought last year when they were rolling that Brock Purdy was that answer. I'm not sure where I sit that anybody in the room is the answer. That's not saying that all 3 of them couldn't do it. But when you look across the landscape of the league at the position, I'm not sure the answer is there. that might not be what those cats want to hear or what you want to hear, Kevin. But they're going to be good on offense. We'll see how it all shakes out. I would expect all three of those guys to play at some point. That's just kind of how I look at that room and how they've handled, whether it's injuries or play calling or health status, all those types of things. It's going to be a room that probably, one guy's not going to play all 20-ish games. Shane Pence. Hey, JT, very much enjoy the content. Appreciate you, Shane. Have you ever thought about going over any XFL or USL film? I really haven't. I mean, I've thought about it because people have asked me about it, but I've never really thought about it. I've never inquired to how to get the film. Wouldn't know where to get the film. I haven't watched very many of those games, even broadcast quality wise. I'm sure it's good football or goodish football, but no, I don't have any burning desire to do it. The other thing about it is just calendar wise. For me, the fall really ramps up all the way through the new year with the playoffs. And then there's really no kind of lull. It's almost like the draft season is more content available during the draft season than this time of year. May is kind of like reaction to draft season. And then June is a bit of a lull, ramp it up for next year. July is off. And then August, we're into the camp. So there's no real valley for me. I guess I could do May, June, that type of stuff. I just haven't. Appreciate everybody as you come in here. Smack that like button. Appreciate you being engaged in the chat. It means a lot to me, and enjoy going back and forth, especially with people who just love talking ball. And you got to really like talking ball to be live stream engagement in the end of June. So into it. 1853 Enfield. What are your thoughts on Sam Howell? My thoughts on Sam Howell have been pretty consistent, all the way through the draft till now. I don't think they've really changed. The only thing that's probably changed or continues to evolve is just that situation in Washington. I don't think it's great from the top down. I don't think that's a hot take. I'm be interested to see what a Bieniemy offense looks like. Not that interested. I think Sam Howell has got some really good traits. I'm not sure they're, decade starter in the league traits yet. I think he's got the ability to throw a beautiful deep ball. I think he's a better athlete than people think. I think he's a pretty good runner. I'm not sure if you would use him like NFL quarterback run game, but he's got the ability to kind of get some on his own, create a little bit. It will be interesting to see what it looks like when it's not that kind of North Carolina air raid garbage can of, the hottest kind of concepts across the league, and what it looks like when it's a more structured NFL system. I don't know what Bieniemy's, trying to do there, but it will be one of those things that I'm interested in watching a little bit. I'm sure I'll check in with Sam Howell over the course of the first month of the season a few times, just because I know people are diehards with him and that team, but I'm not sure he's in a position to be very successful anytime soon. All right. Kay Lee, longtime listener, first-time caller. I like that little radio chat. Very cool. I appreciate you saying that. Thanks for being a supporter of the channel. It means a lot to me. NorCal Kevin, you've been running this channel for several years now. Wow, Kevin, making me feel old. And have some of the best NFL content on YouTube. Do you think visiting NFL camps might be in the future? No. Maybe some interviews with other quarterbacks. Maybe. I'm toying with the idea. I'll give you guys a little sneak preview. Normally in July and August, I like to make some upgrades to the studio. I'm toying with the idea, and this is going to mess with some of my jam, but I'm toying with the idea about getting another mic in here and kind of starting to do, maybe bring people into the studio, quote unquote studio, whatever, library. It's a lot of work to do that. The shit's not free either. And so to get the right quality, because I'm a bit of an audiophile now. So I'm thinking about doing that. The flip side to that in my mind in doing the interview thing is I'm not like an interviewer or a host. I'm really like, I don't have any burning desire to do that. I don't feel like I am a great listener or ask great questions. So it would be interesting. I guess it would be more of just a way to capture conversations, which that would be interesting to me. So I'm toying with the idea of that. If you follow me on different social medias, you'll probably see kind of the evolution of the studio as it kind of the month plays out. But I'm thinking that might be like a next step for the channel to be able to bring more people in and do kind of like a, 2 mics in here. We'll see. Michael, I understand that the All 22 from the NFL is going to include 2 more angles. Have you heard about that? Yeah, I got some email from Game Pass. I didn't read it, but I heard that it was switching to something else. I don't know. Hopefully it's seamless and whatever it is. I don't know. What would the other angles be? Like a video game angle? I don't know. I'm trying to think, what angles would you want if you could want any angle? I probably would want like the helmet cam is such a cliche. I'm not sure how relevant that would be. Almost like an old school umpire, but the umpire doesn't stand behind the ball anymore. I don't know. I do think that it would be interesting. And if you're out there listening, talent people in the industry, I personally would be really interested in having I know that they do so many different broadcast options, and really it's only for big games, but having like an all 22 ability, or even just like a different, more technical broadcast team, I think would be something that would be cool. I would be interested in watching. So usually the way I view things that are cool is stuff that I would want to watch, I would think would be a good idea. I'm not sure other people would want to watch it, but I think a more like technical broadcast with a little bit more obviously of those wider angles, with the ability, it's wider angles, but it's also the ability to replay really quickly with those wider angles, and the end zone and the tight like offensive line, like just more than just watching the ball, would be something I would be interested in. And I think as we get more into more like different streaming options as opposed to traditional broadcast media, those things might kind of bubble up, and that would be cool. Kaylee, that's a good idea. Oh, I thought you said Kurt Warner. Ben Kirk. All right. I'm open to take ideas. I don't know. I guess I could do like Zoom interviews. I just feel like that is such a saturated space. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to think. Do I like listening? I listen to podcasts of people interview people. The interview part of it is just always cheesy to me if the person isn't a trained like host. And I'm not a host. Like I don't know. I guess the morphine like a cool conversation with like being able to capture that on video has been cool. Like so for instance, the genesis of this idea came from just a handful of buddies coming to the porch this year and having really fun football conversations and being like, damn, I should have just taped that. That would be something that I would want to share, as opposed to like artificially having to like book people and like worry about getting a guest a week and shit like that. Like that to me doesn't sound cool. But being able to share conversations that are what I think are cool, insightful, and kind of authentic would be fun. We'll see. Rooster Jake, could 2 QBs on the field at once work in the NFL? Bro, I've been saying an evolution of the game will be 2 quarterbacks, multiple quarterbacks on the field. I feel for a long time. People like to laugh at me. That's fine. It's coming at some point. You're absolutely, in my opinion, that's where it's going to go eventually. Shane Pence, some film review with 2 people, 2 QBs would be awesome content. See, there you go. Appreciate you. Joe, checking in, my guy. Happy Friday. Happy end of July. Cheers. Joe, you got to give me some recommendations for a summer beverage. I've been crushing the Buena Vesa, but I feel like that was 2022. I'm late to the live and have missed the last few. Have you commented at all about the gambling suspensions going on in the NFL right now? It's wild. I have not. I wouldn't say that I'm up to date on what those suspensions look like, other than just kind of like overheard stuff that like people are getting suspended for seasons. I personally think all that stuff needs to change really quickly, especially if these leagues, teams at whatever level, in whatever sport, are finding ways to take money from these quote unquote institutions or sectors. This shit has to change really quickly, because we can't be penalizing employees for using the things that we are selling, if that makes sense. I don't know. I personally never really had a problem. I always thought it was a weird stigma that it was so entrenched in sports. The betting thing, I'm not a big gambler by any means, but it never really made sense to me, other than the fact that obviously you can't throw things or bet against yourself. But other than that, I'm sure that there are some, I don't know, it seems like dated stuff when I look at it from a bird's eye view. Let me know if you disagree. I feel like that's not a hot take. I feel like that's kind of what sounds most common sense to me. Maybe that is a hot take. NorCal Kevin, long drink. I've heard the long drink thing. In fact, I was with someone that was drinking that recently. It's a good call. What else we got here? Oh man, there's some name I can't pronounce. Aikigero. Sorry. Hey JT, if would have to choose a few 2 runs, 2 short game, 2 dropbacks for a lowish level football international, what would you choose? 2 runs. I mean, I guess it would depend. Are we doing 1 back runs? Are we doing 2 back runs? I personally think you need probably 3 runs. I always say run inside, run off tackle, run on the edge. I guess you could get away with the off tackle part and just go inside, outside. That would probably be inside zone, wide zone, or outside zone. I personally preferred teaching at the high school level to go duo, power, pin and pull. On the weak side, it would be counter. I think you get away with those 4 really easily. 2 short game, I think you could get away with the short game with just eliminating it and doing RPOs. If you wanted to do short game, I think shock is probably the most bang for your buck. You get the stick in the inside fade. I personally love slants, so slant flat, double slant, triple slant. I don't love quick outs or hitches. Hitches you can get a completion. I prefer you probably get away from the short game and just go screens if you wanted to. And then drop back. What do you say? Drop backs. I would probably say all go, the logo, you're welcome. And then probably Y cross. Could probably get away with doing just those 2. Maybe Y cross with smash. That's probably it. J Baby, yes, I'm aware of P Rose. Thank you very much. What else we got here? Oh, here we go. Joe. Oh, Joe hit me with the recommendation. I need it. Pizza Port and OB. Bro, Pizza Port and OB was my spot back in the day. Sunsets. I've never heard of Sunsets. All right. I'm in. I need to just text myself that, actually. Sunsets, Pizza Port. They only sell it at the spot, or I can get it somewhere else. Let me know. That's a good call, though. Yo, Coach Gray's in the house. What's good? We got a bunch of classic OGs checking in. This is fun. Oh, the other thing about when I say coming back in August. Oh, there you go. What's up? Ghost, the Machine, IPA. Oh, man. I don't mess around with IPAs, man. You guys are ballers that do that stuff. To me, it's got a little bit of like drinking maple syrup. It's just, I'm probably just soft. I'm sure that there's a lot of guys that crush IPAs out here, double IPAs, triple IPAs. It's not for me. That's the truth of it. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll change someday, but certainly not a summer beverage for me. Although if I see it, Coach Gray's, I'll pick it up. I don't know if I've ever seen 14 Parish out here. All right, let's talk a little ball here, a little drop back. Aaron Green wants to know, please, can I get your opinion on the most comprehensive pocket passing team in the league to study on? Play design and QB play wise. comprehensive pocket passing team in the league. I don't know if I can give you a great answer. I mean, I don't know. Let's think about this. And I don't, there are parts of me that want to say like like the Chiefs to me are the easy answer. But so much of what they do, I've never been in there. I've never talked to anybody who's ever been part of their system, but watching it from the film, it just looks like they allow Kelsey to play with so much flexibility that he does stuff that you can't teach or replicate. I'm trying to think who are some other guys that potentially, like just guys that I like watching play. Like the Bills stuff is so crosser centric. The Dolphins are so RPO centric. Who else I guess the Bengals would probably be, but like the Bengals have so many dudes on the perimeter. Like it's hard to kind of say, that they're the most comprehensive passing drop back game. I don't know. That's a good question. Play design and QB play wise. Yeah, I would probably have to say the Chiefs. I don't know if there would be another one. I think the ones that I'll be interested in seeing this year potentially are the Chargers with Kellen Moore and Herbert. I'm trying to think if there are other teams that I'm interested in seeing what they look like this year. There's a lot of teams that I'm interested in seeing what they look like, but I think that would be probably the top of my list. My guy RL in here with the jokes. Appreciate it. This is randomly, I don't know why my mind just turned to that, but every once in a while, because I do the YouTube thing, right? We're all on YouTube. Somehow the Dr. Disrespect stuff has become more and more like in my timeline. And I just want to say that cat is so funny. And like, it must be, I just keep watching his little shorts or his videos, but him and my guy Timmy on the Only Up game, bro, my face hurt. I was laughing so much yesterday watching those damn guys play that game. I was like, man, this is amazing. I got to get into like the video game content. I know I'll never do that. But, that was the other thing. I was thinking, and I think that this is like more available nowadays. You guys let me know if you know better ways to do it. But are there ways that like we could watch the game together? So like I somehow sync it to the live. I'm sure that there are ways for me to kind of like sync or just watch the game with the live in the corner. I'm not sure anybody would want to watch that. But like me and someone else watching the game, that's why I wanted to get the mic too. So like two of us could watch the game, kind of like what the Mannings do. But like, I feel like what the Mannings do is their own thing because they obviously are the Mannings, but they, I'm not interested necessarily in getting guests over it. But like when those two guys are talking ball, the little I've watched what they do, it seems pretty cool. And so I think the technology might be there where that wouldn't be that hard to do, to watch a game, to have the game on, have the broadcast on, or have elements of the broadcast on, and be able to kind of overlay it with like real time, maybe different commentary. So we'll see if I can get to that. If there are people that know how to do that, or there are like systems already in place that's easy to do, I'd be down for that. Connor, I did see Dr. Disrespect throwing bombs the 2-time. The dude is like 6'8", so I'm sure he can fling it like a damn slingshot. That's pretty wild. All right. Again, as you all come in here, do me a favor, crush that thing. Let me know if there are any other things as we tap out here, and I'm excited to kind of get into July. Again, July is the off month over here, so you're not going to be seeing any YouTube content, but there will be a few Patreon videos. So if you're interested in the Patreon videos, it's a good time to get over there and become a member. I think the first one is on Drake May. Not sure what I'm thinking. I'm going to try to do a Spencer Rattler one. Some reason I started seeing a lot of Spencer Rattler stuff that I felt like I haven't watched him play recently. So be on the lookout for that potentially. And then, just enjoy the month. And we'll see you on the other side. I think I'll be back August. We'll come back with lives. I'm going to try to do this live somewhat consistently this fall. I feel like I've said that for 3 years and it just never works out, but I'm leaning towards being a little bit more consistent with it, whatever that looks like. and because I do have fun doing it, and it's interesting to hear what everybody's kind of where their mind's at with a lot of this ball stuff. So appreciate it. All right, y'all. That's a wrap. I'll see you on the other side. Have a good one.